do you think this Lovecraft fellow had a deeply disturbing childhood?
Yeah, I would say he was pretty fucked up.
That.
Yeah, I think in many ways he was just. I mean, he was a writer, so they're all a bit strange. But no, I think he, if I remember correctly, he had all my childhood.
Okay.
Yeah, he stopped doing anything. Would you go
just-
down the well? It's hilarious.
I just wonder
there's a
how.
lot.
I read that his father had a mental illness of
Oh, is that so?
mental,
Okay.
and that I'm reading this from Wikipedia, by the way. That's my because
That's
I
fine.
don't know much about Lovecraft, but he apparently his father died, according to Lovecraft, died of nervous exhaustion, which is of course also how many of the unfortunate protagonists of Lovecraft.
This one has an anchor.
And that's actually also, I think, how I ended up dying in the final time in Bloodborne, because I was just nervously exhausted of playing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have
It's highly likely
But
that it happens.
again and again, but at a certain point I thought, okay, this is going to be good for my character, because I am done now.
You
I
can't
was
get
just
out of the
exhausted
No,
to
no.
wits end, literally as a
Nine
person,
frames.
not even as a player. And I just said, okay, this is
You start.
I'll have to pick this up sometime later. And I never ever I managed to lock off my mind of the horror that is Bloodborne, and I've never returned.
But isn't
to
it funny that like before the DLC came out, you know, everybody was hinting Lovecraft this, Lovecraft that, and it's so clearly like referencing to Lovecraft with the thing on the Orden Chapel and there's other stuff that we'll get to when we're going to the dungeons, and everybody was like, oh, just like Lovecraft. And with the DLC, they just went full Lovecraft.
Yeah, but that's one of the things, right? So one of the things that are interesting about playing Bloodborne and other kind of games like this, but in this case Bloodborne, is that there is a popular legacy of Lovecraft. So you can see it either in directly related products like the board games, Mansions of Madness, and Arkham Horror, and Eldritch Horror, and whatnot. So
play that. That's so good.
yeah, so there is a clear legacy, but there are also several translations of Lovecraftian mythos and ideas into the modern, or mostly more modern society that we live in today.
So you could say, Alice, that modern society is in a deep way Lovecraftian itself.
Yes.
Right? So it's not a translation of it.
No,
we
but
translate Lovecraft. But there's lots of Lovecraft in our society just because of the way society is nowadays.
yeah. And it's interesting how Lovecraft himself has drawn a lot of his inspiration from the past, and especially from the Near East, and stories about the Near East and about the gods. And you can find many actual historical references or historical influences in his stories. And it's even more interesting when you see our world, our modern society, trying to incorporate the history that Lovecraft made, reinterpreting and re-embedding actual historical ideas within those concepts. So I think Lovecraft is deeply historical and deeply archaeological. Like there are a lot of things and arguments to be made about Lovecraft and his influence in today's pop culture.
But Angus, what did you mean when you said that our society is basically Lovecraftian? Or more?
So if you take the core idea of Lovecraft is that we cannot understand the world, and the more we understand it, the crazier we become. I think that's a general fear that people have today, is that there's a lot of things going on that are fundamentally dangerous, but that we do not understand. And as soon as we understand them, we sort of become enthralled by them. I mean, the idea of genetic research, for example. Research on
artificial intelligence,
nuclear.
is another good example. It's one of those things that is almost Lovecraftian, because as soon as you understand artificial intelligence, it actually seems like, you know, it could be a good thing, it could be interesting to have the thing around. But if you don't, it's like, oh no, the computers are coming and Skynet is going to destroy the world.
You mean like anti-vaccination people?
Yeah, for example, that's another good example. I don't really understand the stuff that they put, that the science that apparently tells me this is good, that they put in there, so I'm not gonna, you know...
You mean the science? I'm doing
Yes,
air quotes that you can't see.
Yeah, it's the idea that knowledge is dangerous, and this sort of deeper understanding of the cosmos may be dangerous in itself, right? I mean, there's, to all the scientific progress that we're making, there's these warning things, these warning signs that go on. We search for extraterrestrial intelligence, for example. That's something we desperately want, and at the same time could be very, very dangerous to understand this as well, or to even get into touch with this as well.
Do you think this is why people sort of... I mean, that this is why people who are like completely the opposite of intelligent can be quite popular in contemporary society, because so many people have this fear
so let me rephrase it a little bit differently. I think that maybe one of the reasons why Cthulhu has become such an endearing character in pop culture is because he's probably one of the easier to understand Lovecraftian monsters.
That's true.
Basically he's a giant monstrous squid that is the size of
it's basically a squiddy Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like a squiddy Godzilla almost. Well, there's things that are described in Lovecraft, and he has these wonderful arcane language that he uses that I'm not even going to be able to replicate here. But
you should, like monsters, like outer gods, like Yog-Sothoth and Azathoth and stuff like that.
Exactly. And it's very unclear what even the form of these beings is, let alone what their true purposes are for our world and for even for our whole dimension, right? So, but Cthulhu is kind of, you know, he's just a big sleeping giant squid that will destroy the world if he ever wakes.
I see.
So it's more interestingly, sort of not more interesting, but a more understandable type.
It's more graspable, maybe.
More graspable. Same maybe with the Shadows over Innsmouth. It's also a graspable thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's these other.
Well, yeah, in the end it is. Like a fishing village, tons of those. And with people with very limited knowledge, yeah, there's one of those here as well, and you might as well run for it because there's a bonfire nearby.
I thought you were referring to Cutright.
They're in the house. Straight, go.
With people of very limited understanding.
Like fishing village near Leiden. Katwijk?
Katwijk? Shadows over Katwijk?
Shadows over Katwijk. Yeah, we can actually maybe we can get close. I don't know. Yeah, I think we should. Ooh, he wants you. He really wants you.
Is it? Oh, this is one of the big ones.
Yeah, it's one of the big ones.
Can I
Lick
give it a
his
shot?
nose.
Can I give him a shot?
Sure, man.
I really want to fight with the guy.
You want to slap his nose?
I want to. Yeah. I want to give it.
See, Iris does what I almost got an aneurysm of watching you fight with that thing one-handed because it's just built for two-handing.
Yeah, but I don't like this weapon. I like the two-handed axe more.
Oh, but then you just should have said something because I have stuff like that in my bags.
You should have said something before you died.
I do wonder how people design this.
Fucking piece of fucking shit.
The dive is awesome.
Sorry, you're gonna hear me curse a lot.
So Iris, I was saying earlier about the hardest thing that people have fought in the game, arguably. The well that Cran went into.
Yeah. So this is it, right?
Yeah.
This is the same monster.
Yeah. The
noticed.
well that Cran went into had one of those as well.
Yeah, I noticed.
When you get him to half health,
yeah.
a second one appears.
I don't care. He's gonna die. He's gonna die a horrible and painful death.
Who?
Unless
You?
it doesn't matter.
There he goes.
Fucking shit, fuck. Shit. Fucking shit.
These are so
I do
horrible.
often wonder about like the imagination that people
No!
have who design this sort of thing. I mean, you have artists as well who are actually kind of deeply disturbed and have a lot of very strange nightmares that they find their inspiration for. And I can't really see any other way to like invent something like this thing other than if you're inspired by some crazy nightmares or like just the design of it.
It's Miyazaki, the developer, the main developer of Bloodborne and Soul Series. He's just clearly a very gifted individual in
Can you
terms
imagine
of
the health pool of
It
this?
went below 50%.
and
Well,
every
this-
direction of a game. And it is just a very well. It's the game just connects on to itself on every single level, on the narrative level, on the design level,
Yeah.
in the gameplay, right? So it's a really well designed game that. I mean, I've also played the Soul series, but I think for me, Bloodborne is where it all sort of becomes the most. It all comes together in terms of that's very Lovecraftian elements. The love-hate relationship I have with my controller that I deeply try to understand, but I do not understand at all.
Yeah.
It's just a really very well-crafted game. Why are we not playing it anymore?
Because we are swapping characters, so...
Well, yeah, so...
what,
Sorry for
Which
walking in front
character?
of the image. The Yaromir. Top one.
Yaromir?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So... What
Dungeons?
we went into the Lovecraftian stuff here quite deeply. Luckily, we have Angus because he clearly has more knowledge of Lovecraft itself, whereas I have more knowledge of Bloodborne. But I think it's been
Get me into a dungeon.
I think it's been an interesting topic so far, the Lovecraftian thing. I think
Yeah, it's really cool.
Very
it's
cool.
really cool. It's just cool.
But
Creepy.
that's the thing, like, you have to,
But cool.
to wonder what
Yeah,
exactly
your laptop, the script.
is it that it is cool about it, right?
Can you put your
Let me-
finger on it?
So what,
I don't
why,
even know.
why is Lovecraft so cool, and what is it that it makes it?
Because it connects to you on some level, I
Because
think.
it's unique.
What I think, what I personally find cool is that I can, okay, it's not like a
You can go into the
fantasy
dungeon.
horror in
Yeah,
the
I need
sense
the
that
script to see which one.
it sounds,
I think if the laptop to Vincent.
Yeah, but we need to open the script.
yeah,
You
you
don't
open
have
the
your
script.
regular creatures there. Although of course Bloodborne has werewolves. That's like perhaps the
Yeah.
only traditional fantasy creature that is in
This
there.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, now what I mean is that the idea behind the Lovecraft story, what you explained to me with this whole like higher insight and
Because
so
he
on,
knows where to go.
that feels
No,
like
they're
it
cool.
could be realistic. Like what you said, like it could be where sort of our civilization is going to as well.
Yeah.
We recognize it in the things that are happening, and that's what makes it both creepy but also cool, I think, because it's recognizable. It's not like just some crazy monsters, which
Yeah.
are arguably a lot in Bloodborne and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the idea behind it, which granted I totally did not pick up on when I watched you play through Bloodborne like the first time.
No. You just go, it's a creepy beast, it's a creepy monster, but you don't go like,
You were playing in German?
You have
I
to do
was
a bit of
playing-
work
this is
with that.
Green monster!
9,
I think that you have to do a
9,
bit of
I
work.
wasn't.
Okay.
Okay.
In a way, this whole idea that a deeper understanding of something is dangerous is of course also something that, without saying that we're like a particular brand of people, but that draws intellectuals, right?
Yeah.
It's the idea that if you understand something, then it becomes, then you see it for the true thing it is, which may be very dangerous. That is intellectually interesting for a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
Which is, I think that in terms of video games that have done this, I think that Bloodborne is really, really good because it at the same time, if you want to really spell that out, then it can also become a bit of a drag. You can also just stop playing the game and you're more into. Remember that game we played last year? That I forgot the name of it now.
Yeah.
But that's
Amnesia?
point and click adventure.
Amnesia.
No,
Oh,
no,
no,
Oh,
yeah.
the Lovecraftian adventure game.
Yes, this was a Lovecraftian game too, but it was just very, very slow because they were focusing completely on getting the understanding instead of just playing a game.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's a good,
Yeah,
it's
but
good
that's-
for the type of people that like adventure, click and point adventures. But there's also lots of people that just want to play a fast-paced game where they want to slay a bunch of monsters.
That's where Miyazaki has struck gold, I think, with this, because he managed to get that whole, let's say, Lovecraftian philosophy, let's call it a philosophy, he managed to convert that into a mechanic.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
with insight.
In many
Yeah.
in a way,
But it's
right?
also subtle, like just the way that this whole theory itself works, in that you don't know it until you understand it.
No,
That's exactly how this game
Yeah, but
works.
that is typically
Unless you
Miyazaki
start
as well.
going
you,
into
you also
the lore.
don't understand it when you're playing it.
You
Actually.
know, that's the thing with Miyazaki. You can play his games without knowing anything about them.
Yeah, exactly.
You just go through them, hack up shit, level up your character, hack up more shit, get stronger, finish the game. Yeah, I finished the game. Yeah, I finished the game. Or you could start reading item descriptions.
Yeah.
Because all of the lore that has been found from
Yeah.
Bloodborne comes from
Object
item
driven.
descriptions.
It's not a fast thing in
And-
terms of material culture thinking.
This is why I've been wanting to do an actual stream, like an archaeological stream, not a Halloween one, on Bloodborne as well. Because basically, what are we doing? We're finding items, we're studying them, and we're trying to determine the history of a certain environment
Yeah.
based on those items.
Yeah.
Of course,
No,
I am
but-
not the archaeologist in this
Look,
group,
you can
but
take first.
what?
Sorry?
You don't only have to read the item description. So one of the things that you can also do, I think that's pointed out in the, I don't know if you've already referenced it while I was not here, but the strange science of Bloodborne, or the weird science of Bloodborne,
These.
this paleontological geek.
Yeah.
There he simply he doesn't really even look at item descriptions. He just looks at the lab environments, the laboratory environments, and from that he distills this deeper understanding of
Yeah.
how biology works, which also works up in a very messed up way in Yarnum, in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And so you don't only have to read item descriptions, you can also get it from the architecture and
Yeah.
the items that are strewn about.
Absolutely.
And I think in a way it ties up very well for a Halloween episode,
Like
because
a game,
this
yeah.
type of archaeology, if
Yeah.
you do
Well-
it in this game, it will give you a deeper understanding of what's happening, and that will make it in fact
what a
even
fairy
more
tale.
scarier than just the jump scares of hidden opponents and the horrible monsters that kick your ass.
Yeah.
So that's in a way that taking archaeology to a game like, or taking an archaeological mindset in where you want to explore more
Yeah.
to a game like Bloodborne, that just makes it 10 times more messed up and scarier for me.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Let's go into
Yeah,
the dungeon.
give us
Can
an
I
intro.
first please say what I was trying to say all the time?
Yes.
All of these are runes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll show you one. They're the Carol runes, and basically what you can do with them is you can like engrave them in your mind, so that you get the the properties of the rune. So there's metamorphosis, clockwise metamorphosis, all these. So they all have names, and you get stuff from them, like max HP, max stamina. That's
Yeah.
mechanical, right?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently Lovecraft, the language that those elder gods, the great old ones, spoke was not really a language, because they didn't really communicate in vocal or whatever way.
Mm-hmm.
They used runes. So this as well is a very clear reference of
Okay.
Lovecraft.
Okay. So what? How does the rune link to the dungeon?
Well, to get into the dungeon, I've picked, let's stick to 2 because time-wise.
Or one?
We'll see.
No, because we're not gonna delve in too deep, probably.
Okay.
But first one I've picked is continues on the whole Lovecraftian part. Who wants to play it?
I can play. Unless Klein wants to play.
No, go again.
You're
This
afraid?
is
Are you afraid?
an-
I am afraid.
This is an gravestone dungeon. Now you guys have played Bloodborne.
Yep.
But have you all played the dungeons?
Nope.
Well,
I
this is
played a lot of them, not all of them.
yeah. This is a depth 5 dungeon, so it's the deepest depth. You only get this chalice by beating a certain boss and all that. Now this atmosphere is very. In a way, it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's fairy-like, and it's filled with, well,
With shit.
let's
I know
let's
them
say
well.
it's some enemies, but you'll just run into them, and you'll see how Lovecraftian they are.
I think, however, what we've been saying speaks quite a bit for the amazing design of the game, because sorry,
Sorry.
the fact that it's not directly related. Oh, it references Lovecraft, but not by name ever. So it doesn't use the same gods. It doesn't use the same names. It uses the same vocabulary in a sense, but nothing is the same. You will never see Cthulhu or other Lovecraftian other things that are mentioned in the books. Besides, the casual Eldritch thing.
Yeah.
And I think designers that do that, they try to interpret more the ideas that from which they get their inspiration, like ancient cultures, for example, or literature or mythologies. They actually tend to do a better job, exactly because they don't try to imitate or to copy all these things. They don't try to copy the ideas. They don't try to copy the vocabulary.
They make them theirs.
But they make them their own, and that's what has happened here.
I see.
Yeah, I think so. The first beginning of the game, you fought Feather Gascoigne, right?
Yeah.
I think that's another example of how the game is so well designed, because there it also shows you how, if you want to find out more, if you just don't want this to be an enemy, but if you want to find out more about this game, then there's this little playing box, right? That you find there,
Box.
and then you can sort of start connecting that up to people you've already met. So in that one of the first boss fights, it will tell you. How to sort of get to the deeper layers of the story by showing you that there is a deeper layer in this particular boss that you've been fighting. So in general, it's a supremely designed game.
The stuff you see here, the floating stuff,
Yeah.
again references to the cosmos very nicely. Because if it looks like a galaxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks very nice,
Yeah,
actually.
it's like I said, it's a there's 3 types of dungeons. Dungeons that, watch out for that one.
I'm not gonna watch out for that one. I'm gonna destroy it.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I've never seen
This-
Goddess of Fired Up.
I know.
This is the thing you just killed
Yeah.
is a brain sucker.
That is like a tiny Cthulhu.
That's a tiny Cthulhu.
Yeah, I know.
It
right?
is, and there's plenty of those. Now we're gonna continue.
I need to go back, right?
Yeah, you just go back same way. Oh, yeah, now you've done it.
What?
He stepped into the circle.
Well, I did.
Did you just get portaled?
I get portal.
Did they just claw you through
Yeah,
the
but
ground?
he knows where he is.
I'm in the beginning, right?
Where they're dead
Yeah,
rats.
so now you can go up and
Oh, should I? Yeah, there. Go up the
take
stairs.
the ladder and fight the boss.
Oh,
So
really?
you're already gonna fight the first boss. There's only 3 bosses here. This dungeon is a good first pick because it's quite short. If you beat the boss, of course.
If I
And,
We'll see.
Could you do me,
Always to the left.
do me a
Left.
favor and switch weapons for a second?
No, yeah.
And do start. Click the sword. Yeah, that one. Click it. No, back up. Yeah.
What do you want?
No,
to do?
look at the blade. Ludwig's holy blade.
Ludwig Scholl blade. Yes.
Mhm.
It has plus
okay,
661.
yeah, it's okay. Continue.
It's the one I would like.
Yeah. It's like I said, one is for beast hunting, but the other one is far more
I'm
better
just gonna
for
read some
other
things.
stuff. So this
Whoa,
is another brain sucker,
shish, fucking
and
shit, fuck.
it will fuck your shit up. So this is
I didn't even manage to dodge it.
Ew! Oh, gross.
So welcome to the Halloween part of this stream. Now comes the disgusting, creepy, disgusting, yucky stuff.
Did she just fill that like neck sack with your brain?
So what makes you assume that?
Did you just assume gender?
Yes.
Yeah, gender assumption, sweetie. You
You of all people.
Yes.
is like my.
I'm sorry. Should we ask
Oh,
her?
this is wrecking it.
I did like.
Yeah, I know. It's a not. Yeah, it's an easy boss.
Well, no, it's like a 213 character level.
Yeah, I am super high level. Well, not me.
And-
Jaromir is super high level, but I.
Yeah,
You are,
You
the,
are
master, the
amazing.
master of the universe.
yeah, master. Plus, these are top tier
Yeah.
gems. That's fun that it does that, huh?
Yeah.
You look like a raven there for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Is great.
it's what I promised you. I promised you very hard stuff to play because this is not the hard stuff yet, by the way. But an OP character to do it with, to like balance it.
Sure.
A little bit. Right?
Sure.
Kata has seen me earlier get to a certain part of a dungeon that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
She's seen what I had to do for it. I think it's quite clear. Ooh, step on that. That's cool.
Angus will be back in a couple of minutes.
Oh,
Angus
that's
dropped-
cool.
Did he drop the cop? Or
He
did
dropped the
just-
mic.
He
Oh,
dropped
a
the
mic drop. Is that what he did?
Incredible.
Is this
Uncle Jan.
accessible?
We'll see now, but let me get rid of the shit.
Ew.
The vague.
I really want to
Spongy.
put to put something like I cares too much for this stream.
Huh?
I swear too much in this stream.
No, it's well, yeah, but
This is
yeah,
inherently to playing
It's Bloodborne.
it's Bloodborne.
We're also
You're
not doing
supposed
this
to
at the
swear.
faculty, so
Okay.
there's some wiggle room.
There's less
Wait,
political
wait.
correctness
I
required.
ruined it.
What did you do?
The screw fell out.
The screw of what?
Just
Like
got
this.
screwed. I think I'm just making.
Did you
circles,
just unscrew the table?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? How?
I don't
Drop
know. I
down,
just
man.
touched it
I
and the
am
screw fell
dropping
out.
down.
It's
Meanwhile,
my screw.
We're
Sheila is
screwed.
He's unscrewing tables.
Sorry.
Locked by device. Why is every single door locked by device?
Well, maybe you should go find what device locks it.
I've been looking.
Thank
now.
you, Sherlock.
Yeah, I'm smart. I know
See,
that.
he's not wearing a hat, so he doesn't get to have a
Is
say.
it
really.
up or is it down?
Is it up or is it down?
I think it's down. I don't remember.
Whoa!
What?
Fucking piece of shit.
Now, Irish, that's not very nice
No,
to the
Irish.
monsters.
Yeah, I apologize.
No, I'm not
To
gonna
its
apologize to
body.
the dead body.
Yes.
Okay. Whoa! You!
What?
Language, eyes.
I killed it.
Gah!
I'm gonna start swearing in Greek, by the way. So
What do you want to say?
I wanted to say fuck
Yeah.
in Greek.
What is it?
Γαμό.
Ramo?
Γαμό.
Ramon?
Γαμό. No, we're not talking about Ramones here.
Ramen
Ramon?
noodles?
What?
Ramen.
Ramon? Ramen?
I think I opened it. didn't I?
Ramen noodle?
No.
You opened it?
I opened the door from the
Yeah,
back.
you opened the door, but did you flip the switch to
I
open
don't.
the other door?
Was there a switch?
I don't know.
Was there?
I don't know. I really don't know.
If you don't know, then who knows? It's not going well, guys.
I really don't know if the switch is. I think it. The stairs
There's
you went
no
up.
switch.
The stairs you
What's
went up.
there?
Ooh, the clock. This clock, by the way.
Fucking
Oh, they look like
things.
ticks with
They have
heads.
faces.
They are gonna die a horrible and painful death. That's what's gonna happen.
They are, in fact.
I feel like you put them out of their misery quite quickly.
Yeah.
Ah, I found the door.
There's a door. And yay, more tiny blubber things.
I like this cosmic stuff.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish I could have it
Fucking
as decoration.
no, die.
Okay.
Die.
Now,
No, this is not dead.
down the stairs,
Okay, good.
I think is the switch, maybe? Maybe? I don't know, maybe?
Yep.
Yep.
I went far too down. There we are. There we are.
Oh, God, my good chap. So are we gonna now go back?
Somewhere in the old lab. Is there something that...
Do you know the way back?
No,
Or do you want to make it easy and use a bolt hunter's mark and go back
He
to
knows the
Lanka?
way back.
I think I know the way back. Or
Okay.
at least we'll figure it out.
This is a funny clock. If you hit the clock,
What clock?
everything, this clock,
Bell.
the bell, it will appear in multiple dungeons. And the fun part of it is that if you hit it and if the thing is still alive, everything comes to you. Like,
Oh, that's super nice.
it's a taunt of the entire dungeon.
So I now go down.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then you open the door.
Which door?
The door is open?
That one?
No.
The other one?
The one with the
Ah, there we are.
two blue
Yeah,
thingies.
obviously. Because, you know, nice level design, and then you can actually see where the fuck you have to go.
Also, every door you go through.
That's not really the case. While playing the Cathedral Ward for the first time, I had no idea
Yeah,
where
but there,
I needed to go.
that's the point. That you have to experience
Okay.
your experience
Yeah.
difficulties yourself.
More Lovecraft thing. Alien.
Alien shit.
So I think this is maybe
I'm gonna
not.
line of sight the thing.
I think this is maybe the you're LOSing. Is that
Yeah.
what you're doing?
I am LOSing.
But his
No, no.
underwear. Don't look up his underwear. That's so rude.
So this
His
is
underwear?
probably not very.
Now
Just
you're
assume
gender
gender?
assuming again.
Can I do the Lovecraft
If anything,
reference thingy?
Yes.
No.
Okay, just play it.
Yes. I said yes.
Well, you said yes, but I said no.
Well, you listened to me first.
This obviously is not, maybe not Lovecraftian,
Here we are.
but maybe it is. Maybe it is. I mean, it's the whole Cosmos thing, right?
It is, sure.
It's a Cosmos dungeon and all that.
It's kind of squiddly.
Yeah, it
because
is.
of the big head.
I made a mistake.
Mistakes were made.
I
I
just
regret
just
nothing.
kind of want to like poke that jiggly wiggly.
You know what it would feel like, right?
I
Like
can
Jello.
totally imagine what it feels like.
Yeah,
Like a jellyfish.
like Jello.
Fuck.
That is.
Yeah, what?
Use
You're
a
about to
health
die.
potion.
It's like only dodging and not
I mean-
attacking. It's funny.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I attack when I need to attack, not when I'm gonna get hit.
Dude, you can fuck this guy up so badly.
Whoa!
Now it's getting Lovecraftian though, and he has something now that you should get out of, probably.
I think so. That it looks like it.
Yeah. Now you can line of sight him.
See? That's why I did the training.
That's now you can line of sight.
Oh man, he looks cool. Can we just stand and look at him for a little?
Yeah, sure.
You know what he reminds me of every time I fight him? You know those little
How
fuzzy,
often do you fight
fuzzy,
him?
Yes.
fuzzy rubber balls?
Yes.
You know the one I mean?
Yeah.
The one that feels so squiggly? That's so funny. It's really that. Now that's the end of it. That's
He's
the end
like
of him.
magical.
At the end of me. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's the end
Leave
of
him
him.
alive for a moment. He looks so cool.
There. And I'm leaving it alive for you. For
He
you.
one
looks
moment.
so cool.
Not for too long though, because I'm gonna die if I don't kill it. I said, kill it.
I find it so
Alright. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Iris.
Thank
You're
you,
rocking
sir.
this stuff.
I am raking.
See how I
the
didn't say
place.
shit?
Because I'm saying quite a bit of shit, and and coke and
Yeah, but
other
I have to
things.
like mitigate you a little, you know? It's like,
What?
do you like, it's,
So
hey,
unnecessary.
at least we're not doing the Jane Silent Bob song.
What?
Shush now.
The Jane Silent Bob song?
Just
You know,
shush
that's-
No, we're not gonna do it.
No.
Look it up. It's
There's a
funny.
door to the right.
There's a door to the
No,
right.
don't do the side doors.
No?
Just
No?
go forward because we want to get to the last boss because that's very,
Okay.
very Lovecraft.
But I have only 8 potions, and that sucks.
Well, you get to a lantern soon, and all you need to do to get. Oh wow, you have 438. Yeah, you don't need more echoes anyway. So.
Should I go back and heal?
No, you can just continue, and if you die, you get more potions.
I'll do. Ah, yeah, right. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good
Oh.
spot.
Angus is still here.
I'm still here. Or here again.
Or
I
here
am-
again.
Hi.
I am
here again.
destroying this dungeon, by the way.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
But I know that I shouldn't be.
Probably else quite overpowered for it or over leveled for it.
Yeah,
That is true.
I'm 213. So,
What does that mean?
well, let's say you can finish the game on NG regular mode, like the first mode. You can finish it at, let's say, level 60 to 80. That's
Okay.
feasible.
So like, that's
Yeah.
really good.
The DLC is advised to be tackled at, let's say, 100, something like that, and then you can do an NG plus at 120 or something. My Marielena character is set at 120 and is not going to level up anymore, which was done at the time for PvP purposes. But now this is just, yeah, this is
200.
leveled balls to the walls. Every stat is maxed. The thing with Bloodborne was that you could go for like a build which is called the quality build, which is like equal in stats for everything a little bit, but you're a bit of a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Uh-huh.
And Bloodborne kind of made you look for that sweet spot build of the stuff you wanted to play.
What is in there that shoots me?
There's probably
An
Not
arrow,
lever
dude. It's
or-
like you're standing on the same tile every time, and you're shooting yourself.
I'm not getting hit by it, by the way.
That is very skilled.
Well, look, there are
These
more-
gang up on you, so
There are more bobbly head bobblies.
yeah,
a small one.
and it's like I said, they gang up on you, so be careful.
Yeah, sort of,
Oh, there's fish things.
Yes,
like
Angus?
mushroom, right? Or what are they?
I don't know, we were hoping that you'd tell us.